Family, good afternoon, grand rising, good night. How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing good. Why am I hoping? Why is consciousness hoping that consciousness does good when you're already doing great? You know, we're just going to get right into this video because I just read the craziest thing ever. And it's sad because these things happen every single day and many people aren't conscious about it. But this consciousness named Sissy, she was able to comment under my video, so thank you for the love as well, because I don't mind showing love to people who watch my content creation, because all I'm doing is just posting logic or common sense, honestly. And this right here is very interesting to actually read. So before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages and more divine confirmations from the divine creator. I am just a medium, I am a vessel, I am a messenger, but I am literally just consciousness in the human form. Hey, I ran across your channel while looking for soul harvesting. I am a follower of God. Which one? After the 2017 eclipse, my household turned against me, and it has continued with others for almost 7 years. Let's dissect that right now. Actually, let's just keep going. I am directly under the eclipse X. Some people talked about soul harvesting. My grown daughter was involved in witchcraft in my household at the time. I had to separate myself from her. She lost her mind and her boyfriend possessed. I may be grasping at straws here. I'm trying to figure out what has been happening. I'm in Illinois. I have used my Bible watching prophecy. Oh yeah, I started seeing things after the eclipse as well. I have the perfect spot to film eclipse here if you are interested. I don't know you, but I am checking you out. I will only allow people of God. Thank you for anything you can tell me. Blessings. All right, let's go ahead and dissect this, family. So, after the 2017 eclipse, we got to understand eclipse. When it comes to an eclipse, when it's like, obviously when the moon blocks the sun, people call this an eclipse for an unconscious reason. Spiritually, an eclipse don't exist, but somebody came up with that consciousness, and you can do your own research as well. But as we dive deeper into it, when you speak from your heart, it doesn't matter how it sounds, just speak your truth. And don't be shy about your truth. When an eclipse happens, this is basically a dark rebirth, literally, because like what happens when an eclipse happens? It goes dark and people start acting unconscious. Now, it's a portal, a spiritual portal. And somebody will be like, okay, what are we talking about now? A spiritual portal, meaning physically you will not see it till you see it. Spiritually, you already walked through this portal. So as an eclipse is happening, this is when a rebirth will begin at your current moment, in your current situation, with everybody who sees it or doesn't see it. It doesn't matter, because spiritually we're all under the same consciousness. So many people will be able to see the message, but they won't be able to see the message because you have to be awakened to your unconscious message. Jizz. What is going on? Like, I can't speak today. It's crazy as hell, dog. It's crazy. As this eclipse happens for her, in 2017, this is why her household turned against her, because, and Sissy, if you're watching this as well, they turned against you because their demons were foreshadowing them the whole entire time. So as an eclipse happens, this is when demons will begin to reign once again. But it's for a temporary period of time. So once again, it's like rebirthing who you are. So it's like you have to come out from your shell to blossom into who you always were. So a demon is going to enhance its level of spirituality, just like an angel. An angel would do the same exact thing. So your household turned against you because you're beginning to become awake to the unconscious demonic frequencies that they practice every single day. And they're going to justify it because it's a comfortable habit that they are comfortable living in and lying in, because they lie to themselves while living in their own lies. While this is happening, it happened for 7 years. So 7 years, whatever they have done to you, because I don't know the full story, I haven't known the true context of your household. So I am assuming, but I'm trying to be open-minded to your unconscious and open-minded ways. So for 7 years, they turned against you. So you were living in their hell for 7 years. So it's just like living in an unconscious nightmare. So you were basically in their nightmare for 7 years, to where, and what's crazy, people can't even relate to that, because imagine waking up every day living in a household to where your loved ones hate on you and they turned against you. So like no matter what you do, it's frowned upon. or they get mad that you do things that are the betterment of your own good. They don't want to see you do good in your own betterment. And because it's good for you, demons don't want it to be good for you. They want their betterment to be good for them. So they'll probably treat you a certain way. And so she said she's directly under Eclipse X. I don't even know what that is, but we can get some research done within that. So that can be a video later on. Some people talked about soul harvesting. Yes. So when it comes to soul harvesting, this one here can get very deep. When it comes to soul harvesting, it's literally how it sounds. Our souls have been harvested since day one. And I say that because what is soul harvesting, right? Your soul does not belong to you, but it's a part of you. Meaning that you can't sell your soul. Because what price can you put on energy? None. Like if you were to ask the creator, what price can you put on energy? There would be no talking. Why? Because there's no price tag on a soul. So the fact that you're giving away your soul for money, you're selling your soul. That's the true meaning of selling your soul. So people keep talking about when you're giving up your asshole, whatever. That's a way of that's a ritual of selling your soul. When people are talking about you getting on your knees and you're mopping up your CEOs or your executives and you got tears running down your eyes and you're looking up to a Jewish or a white man, that's selling your soul as well. When you're working your ass off and you're burnt out doing things for millions of dollars in a contract, you're selling your soul. When you're not talking to your family anymore, when you remove people, when you're sacrificing people to be somebody in life, that's selling your soul. When you're doing things that's not in front of you, when you're doing things that's not a part of your integrity, your morality, your dignity, that's going against your own morale, your own purpose, your own mission. You are selling your soul. When you go into the playground of Satan and you're giving your soul away and you see what's going on, but you can't speak on it because you signed away your rights, but you want endorsement deals and you want attention, you want notoriety, you want fame and society, that's selling your soul. That's why people do these things. So all these people that you see, that you look up to, their soul has been harvested, my nigga. That's exactly why fallen angels exist. Because we are fallen angels. All of us are fallen angels. But the only thing is celebrities, they're on a whole different type of consciousness that you can't comprehend. Which is why MK Ultra is a thing. Which is why many people that you look up to are nothing but artificial intelligence. They're sex slaves. They're prostitutes. And they're all fucking and sucking to get to the top. That's what people do to get their soul harvested, because it never belongs to them in the first place. So who do you think they gave it to? That's what happens when you want to go against the grain or be on the fence. That's exactly why people reincarnate every single fucking day, every single fucking year, because they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. So as you're going into these industries, you're going to different doors. You are literally going against your own morality. You're going against your own spirit. Your spirit is crying for you to stop doing these things, but you don't want to. Why? Because you have a physical illusion called money tied to your fortune and your way of thinking and your way of living. So where your ego is foreshadowing who you really are. So our souls have been harvested before harvesting was even a word. Before we even came down here, our souls are already harvested. Why is that? Because we allowed it through our ego, through our spiritual ego on top of that. Because we know what we came down here for. If we want to talk about heaven and hell, once again, it's a concept. So I was going to say conceptually, that's not even a word. Conceptually, on a different perspective, consciously, on a higher plane of existence, and heaven, consciously, before you came here physically, you had a way of thinking, a choice. So now we're going into death, outer space, within your mind. Within your mind, you knew what was going to happen because you're a seer. You had the gift of foreseeing things. So by this happening, you knew what you came down here for. So to learn more about soul harvesting, you had to learn about Lucifer, because that's your light. Literally. What do you see right now? Do you see darkness? Yeah, you see darkness, but you see light. Come on now. Like, we are a reflection of these things. And so because of that, we got to understand that before we sign our rights away, we gave ourselves to go into hell. So we chose to enter hell. So not only did we harvest our own souls, we forgot. Not only did we forget, we forgot where we came from and who came with us from where we came from. Not only that, we had to question, Where did these different ways of living come from and ideologies, and why are they so opinionated? So where these opinions are so professionalized, they're so put on a pedestal to where if you go against it, you're racist, you're homophobic, you're an idiot, you're delusional, you gotta know what you're talking about, you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist. All these different titles that go against the norm. Our soul has been harvested before we were born, and we allow it every single day, which is why you have to harvest that energy back. You have to stop doing what normality is. Everybody wants to fit in. Just do what you want to do. Live your life. If people talk about your shoes, so what? If people talk about the way your hair looks, so what? If people are gossiping, talking about you, embrace it. Their life is so boring. Their life is so artificially made. When they see that you're authentic in your own shell, it mocks their ego, because they could be doing the same exact thing, but they choose not to because it's hard for them to be themselves. That's why you have to make sure every single day you choose to not let your soul get harvested, because it's a part of you, just like your spirit. Flies everywhere and shit, man. Now, your daughter was involved in witchcraft and in your household at the time. I had to separate myself from her. She lost her mind and her boyfriend was possessed. When it comes to witchcraft, there's many variations to what witchcraft is, because what is it? We're living in it right now. And what I mean is, by you being able to comprehend what everything I just said in 11 minutes, that's witchcraft. For me to articulate that, that's witchcraft. Because our true language isn't even a sound. We aren't even supposed to be speaking. That's why when we came up with tongues, we were comprehending our own dialect, our own interpretation of our own tongues, till Europeans and Jewish motherfuckers and fallen angels came along and started shape-shifting into a different enlightenment that mocked our own enlightenment. And they had their own enlightenment called European or Caucasian enlightenment. So they were speaking and articulating words that were English-made from Greek philosophers and theologians and ideologies and different pagan worshipers. Now, us being chosen, all of us are chosen under the one creator, divine creator, all of us. So in order to comprehend witchcraft, this is where you can see satanic rituals or Luciferian rituals or just religions in general. Witchcraft is everything. But there are some people who go into these different doors and they do dark magic, you can call it that. Dark magic, voodoo, different. And the thing is too, these things aren't demonic, but it became demonic because demons began to harness the energy that we taught them, literally. And what I mean is too, way before 2024, beyond that, our history, we don't even have a history, first of all. And even in Africa, we don't have a history. Our history was created by demons. Understand that before our ancestors, so you can say ancestors, our ancestral lineage, we were teaching the descendants of Ham and Abraham, Noah, all of that. We were teaching cavemen, different Caucasoids, the way of living, the way of breathing, the way to take care of yourself, to groom yourself, the way to grow up, the way to speak, the way to work out, the way to work out for your kids and your family, the way to farm. We taught them different agriculture, architecture. We taught them numbers. We taught them psychedelics, weed. We put them on the cooking. But it was so many variations that we taught fallen angels that taught fallen angels. I'm going to say it again. It's so crazy how different variations of life was taught by fallen angels, upon fallen angels, back to fallen angels, teaching fallen angels, literally. So it's nothing but a recycling of teachings that come from Nephilim, or you can say the Anunnaki, which are the fallen angels of your mother Kai. So these different teachings are just from different Dead Sea Scrolls. So we were living beyond the Emerald Tablets and the Enuma Elish and all these, there's so many different tablets, like Sumerian tablets, the monoliths. You got the temples, the different the hieroglyphics or hieroglyphs, pyramids. You know, it goes beyond what Egyptians and Atlanteans were teaching each other. not only each other, but ourselves. And it's the fact that the Nephilim came from somewhere as watchers, because they were watching us and they were mating with our women. And that's where the humans, women, fallen angels, different and ascended masters came into existence to manipulate witchcraft into its own liking. So by us coming here, we were already placed under witchcraft, literally. By us coming down here upon earth, we were already accepting witchcraft unconsciously. And we knew that. Everything that's going on right now, we knew spiritually, but we forgot it physically. Because if we knew everything physically, there's no point of being here. There's no point. Because if you know everything in life, what's the point of living? You know where you're going and you know how you're going to die. So why live? Why? You know what's going to happen to your family. You know that they're going to die at some point in time. So why cry? You know that you're going to get whatever you want in life. So why be happy? Why? That's why ignorance is bliss. That shit gets so sad to where people be like, you don't cry at funerals? Why would I cry at somebody graduating from hell? Why? That's how deep consciousness gets. You have to be awake into witchcraft. So true witchcraft, dark magic, now in its own true essence, it's not dark, but it came from a dark enlightenment. Excuse me. Come on, man. Come on. I'm sorry, y'all. I do apologize. That's very disgusting. Forgive me. Dark magic became dark from demonic forces that are practicing dark ways, dark witchcraft ways on top of that. And many people do walk through these doors. So in any industry, like the NBA, music industry, fitness industry, WWE, baseball, football, soccer, rugby, golf, there's many instances, like the drug game, the streets, just the prison industry. There's witchcraft in all of these different doors or different doorways, even when you're trying to become a celebrity. And as you're going to different doorways that are practicing witchcraft, people aren't Satanists, but they'll practice Satanism. This is when you really go deep into what energy really is. And people will get scared of that, but not knowing voodoo and hoodoo and Satanism and all these Luciferian practices that these people stole from us, these were our natural ways of manipulating energy. So with Haitian and British wars, or European and carbon wars, way beyond war. Damn, you just flew through my nose. Come on, gang. But with wars on different landmarks, when they were using guns, we were manipulating their bullets. So when Superman, if you're watching like Green Lantern, we knew how to fly. So all these different arts that are considered dark, they're not dark. But you would think that they're dark because you practice demonic ways through your dark ego. But if you are open-minded, you will know that it's not dark, but it is. If you go into these doorways and you start to see what's really happening, and you're seeing people get sacrificed for the betterment of a demon's own good, and you see people drinking blood and consuming it and getting younger, and not only that, but getting wiser and selling themselves out for more knowledge and information, this is when people will begin to see what witchcraft truly is. So this is exactly why she was involved in that, because at the time, whatever she was going through, she wanted more power, more fortune, more fame, more notoriety. She wanted to be loved. Not only that, she wanted information from a divine perspective per se, and she was unconscious the whole entire time. So because of that, because of that, you had to separate yourself from her. You were being smart. She lost her mind, and her boyfriend was possessed. Exactly. This is what happens. This is where MK Ultra comes into existence now. We had to understand that when she lost her mind, it's because she allowed it. You could say free will, you could say choice. She allowed it because she was unconscious. That's what happens when you give yourself away for demons. That's what happens when you go that's what happens when you go playing in a playground that does not belong to you. Literally. When you walk into these doors, literally, and you can foresee it, you don't have to walk. I don't have to walk through that shit to tell you. It's common sense. Do not go through these doors. Just don't, my nigga. Because somebody is telling us right now, like, learn from Sissy. She's literally putting us on game from asking a question. And all we're doing is articulating it. She lost her mind because she allowed it. And what's crazy, she gave her energy away. Her soul was harvested. That's what happens when you walk into these satanic or these Luciferian churches or doorways or different fraternities or sororities, and you start thinking to yourself, what is really going on behind closed doors? This is what's happening. And so once you see that and you can't say anything when you sign a blood oath, yeah, when you try to speak out, you try to go against the grain, it's like trying to leave a gang. When you try to join Bloods or Crips, do you think a Blood or a Crip or a GD, do you think they will let you lead the gang when you join it? No, my nigga, you got to put in some blood work. And once you do that and you get into the gang and you try to leave after what's really going on, you think they will tell you that without sacrificing you, my nigga? No. This is exactly why, if you're going to do this shit, may God be with you. May Almighty God be with you. Because you will lose your mind. That's where MK Ultra comes into existence. MK Ultra meaning mind control. This is where cloning comes into existence, because they know if you are awakened and you're truly seeing what's going on, when you're walking into Satan's playground and you want to speak on it, be quiet. Symbolism now. This is where symbolism comes into existence, because if you're going to these doors and you're signing yourself away and you see what's being brought upon you, you have to keep quiet. And if you don't, you will get cloned, and you're already cloned you're already cloned. So they can already do it. They can already sacrifice you and nobody would know. That's why money will cover it up. So she lost her mind because her mind wasn't even in her body anymore. Her mind was harvested somewhere else, and it was enclosed into an enclosed space. Not only that, her boyfriend was possessed by demonic forces because he was the weakest link. That's what happens when you're a weak man or weak-minded as a man or a woman. Because if you're weak-minded, you're allowing demons to play in your face. Not only that, you're allowing demons to harvest your body. So as you're seeing different celebrities or different people who are actors, musicians, fitness gurus or spiritual leaders, these are nothing but demonic forces that have harvested the energy of a chosen one. They have lost themselves along the way. You can be saved, but that's going to take some time. And it's hard for you to get your consciousness back. It's hard. If you've seen Get Out, it's hard. It's hard to do that. Because how can you... Because it's nothing to play with. And it's so sad, because when you get possessed, that's why Get Out is the greatest movie, damn near to me, of all time. Because it just tells us that the mind is so powerful. A neuroscientist can manipulate your mind by hypnotizing you, placing you in a fallen place within your mind, to where your body has no indication of what it is anymore. Not only that, somebody can program your mind while you're in your mind, falling in your mind. So somebody can be ahead of your mind and put themselves on a pedestal in your body and manipulate your body while you're watching through your own perspective. That's why when you see these people on this stage, as they're doing whatever they do, being idolized, these are not real people. They're under MK Ultra. These are nothing but hollow vessels. Listen to Gunna. My body is hollow. Hold on, let me say. I forgot that. I think it's... I'm back in Rodeo. It's another one here. Yeah, I think it's Rodeo. But it's one of them songs that Gunna came out with. But he's telling you that his body is hollow. Like, he's not him. That's why when you see people getting out of jail, that's not... You think these celebrities are going to just any kind of jail? That's not them. They're getting placed on the MK Ultra so that when they come out, people will idolize them and make them become a sex symbol. They'll make them the talk of the day, the talk of the town. Get them that attention that they want or crave. Because that's not them anymore. You're just seeing nothing but empty vessels on the stage. And their consciousness is not their own. The person that was once that celebrity is far gone. They're gone. They signed a blood oath. And what's crazy is not only just one of them. It's many of them. It's many of them that are literally in your face, playing in your face, showing you their art to you. Because art comes in many canvases that you can see in plain sight, but you can't see it because you're not transparent with yourself. You want to believe that these are real people. But what is a real person in the fake world? I may be grasping at straws here. I'm trying to figure out what has been happening. I'm in Illinois. I use my Bible watching prophecy. Oh yeah, I started to see things after the eclipse as well. And then you have the perfect spot to film them. And then people have to be careful. People have to be careful what's going on in this world. Because if you're not caught up to what's going on, your soul will be harvested for the betterment of your own good. Which is why you have to be careful what doors you're going to walk into and walk towards. Because if you're not careful, they're going to get you. And you already got yourself. And these different landmarks are just nothing but Hollywood. Different enlightenments that come from different trees, like Georgia, California, Florida, Chicago, Detroit, New York, Texas, Louisiana. Many different entities come from these landmarks because they're on 33rd parallels. They're on different parallels that exist within our mother's veins. And they know that, so they place them as the most popular cities. Like even St. Louis. It's so many different avenues in life that they try to possess us in. And if we're not awake to it, we're going to be possessed to their own frequency. That's why you have to manipulate your own energy, because they manipulate it every single day. By you waking up and being able to go to work, you're being manipulated under their own witchcraft. By you eating, you're under witchcraft. By you talking, you're under your own witchcraft. By you being able to hear people's thoughts and articulate it in your own liking, that's witchcraft. So what is it? By you driving, walking, breathing, putting on your shoes, you get the point. Everything is witchcraft. Not only that, there are people who won't be able to tell you that they're under it. So you have to not only be awake to your own illusion, but the illusion of other people that you care about or you love. You have to honestly and truthfully see them for who they are. And you cannot, I ain't even gonna say you can't. You can love them, but love them from a distance. Because if you love them too close, they will kill you. Sissy, you did a great job distancing yourself from demonic forces. Because they would have killed you. Killed your character, not you. They would have killed your character. And by him, and I said the weakest link for him, no offense to the boyfriend, but pause. I said the weakest link because if you are the weakest link, and what's crazy, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you're the weakest link, your body is able to get harvested. Like you will be able to be in a sunken place in your own body. And that's why NPCs exist. The term NPC comes from a term like that, because there are some people who allowed social media to run their own algorithm. So many people aren't even themselves anymore. Many people aren't their own person. They are literally copying and stealing people's identities and making it their own because they have no consciousness of their own. It's hard for them to be authentic. That's why people will call you stupid or ugly, or they'll make fun of how you live your life because they don't know how to live their own. They know that if people knew how their life was like or is, they'll get made fun of for it. And people don't like that. People don't want their flaws or insecurities to be brought to light. And that's why it's easier to make fun of yours. At the end of the day, take care of your energy. Take care of your frequency. Take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit, and your soul. Take care of your consciousness. Because it belongs to you for a temporary period of time. I love you. Have a great day.